The Senzo Meyiwa murder trial resumed today with two new witnesses taking the stand. Chipane Leslie Kgapola, the former landlord of accused number 3, Mnisi, was one of the witnesses. He's described Mnube's appearance when he moved into his rental property in 2015.
Mr. Ncube looked like at that particular time?
Yes, I do. The only thing I remember in detail was the fact that he had dreadlocks.
Yebo, ngiyakhumbula ke ukuthi ubaba uNcube ubebuke kanjani ngaleso sikhathi. Kakhulukazi ke into ekhethile ngiyikhumbula kahle ukuthi ngaleso sikhathi ke ubaba uNcube ube nama dreadlocks.
Kgapola says a month after accused number 3 moved in, he received a call from the caretaker notifying him about Mnube's arrest.
Yeah, you received the report from the caretaker. What happened further?
I received a report from a caretaker that the tenant that had recently come in, had been arrested.
Ngase ke ngithola leso sibikezelo esiqhamuka kwi-caretaker ke ukuthi lo umqashi osanda ukufika useboshiwe.
In fact, he used the words he was taken out in chains. I have no proof of that.
Well, the trial has been adjourned until tomorrow. Linda Mnisi is standing by. And Linda, we also heard from another witness who happened to be Mnube's girlfriend at the time.
Absolutely. Kagiso Tefududu was the girlfriend of Mnisi at the time of his arrest back in 2015. You remember he was arrested for an unrelated matter in February, and she basically details how they got to meet essentially and how they moved in together. She says it was early in January 2015, the first week of January, the first Saturday, that is when they met. She was sitting at a friend's house, and he came driving in a car with his friend asking for directions and asking about a certain school where they later then left with his friends to Joburg to get braai meat, and then they went to Joburg essentially, and that's when they started talking. Accused number 3, Mnisi, showing interest in Kagiso Tefu, and that's when their relationship started. She describes that at the time she was also looking for a place that was much closer to work, as she worked in Woodmead and she lived in Zakane, and that's the time when accused number 3 then Mnisi suggested that they find a place to live in together. This would now be the property of the previous witness, Chipane Kgapola, who came to testify about them renting out his property at that particular time. And she basically describes how one day she was coming from work back into the room that they rented at Chipane's household, where a red car essentially stopped, which was speeding, stopped right next to them as they were approaching the gate, and the 3 police officers indicated that they were looking for him in relation to another case that they were investigating. They took them inside, where he basically says the police started searching the property or the room that they were renting in, and that's when the firearm was recovered. The firearm together with another box, which she says she couldn't really tell what was inside that box, but she remembers quite vividly how the police came in and she was put to the side essentially, and at the time when they were asked about the firearm, they were asked whether they know about the firearm and the owner of the firearm. She says she told the police that she did not know anything about the firearm, and accused number 3, Mnisi, who was her lover at the time, kept quiet. But it was when the police said that they would be arresting the both of them that Mnisi said that she knew nothing about that firearm. So she's basically testifying, as well as Kgapola testifying about this time when accused number 3 was arrested.
Linda Mnisi, thank you very much for that report.